Have you ever stood in your child's doorway at night, watching them sleep and felt that crushing weight in your chest? That feeling when you realize you've barely seen them all week. When you can't remember the last time you had a real conversation with your wife that wasn't about schedules or bills or money or any other type of logistic. When you've built this successful business that's supposed to give you and your family everything, but instead it's stealing the only thing that truly matters to you at this point, which is your presence in their lives. I know that feeling all too well because I've lived it. And I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure you never feel that way again. And what I'm about to share with you isn't another work-life balance lecture or some cute time management trick. Those aren't even real, and that's why they don't work. And deep down, I feel like you already know that. And instead, what I'm going to reveal is the exact system that's helped hundreds of high-achieving entrepreneurs grow their business in 90 days while actually spending more time, quality time, with their families. Not less, more. But first, let me ask you something. When was the last time that you looked into your child's eyes and saw that look? Slight hesitation, like they're not sure if dad's really there or if his mind is somewhere else. That your wife touched your arm and you realized it had been weeks since you guys really connected. Now, if you're feeling that knot in your stomach right now, good. That means you're still in the game. That tells me this matters to you. That means you still care. And that's why what I'm about to share matters so much to you. Here's the brutal truth about being a dadpreneur that nobody wants to talk about. The conventional approach to business success is fundamentally incompatible with being the father and the husband that your family deserves. Now, the old model says, sacrifice now, make millions, and enjoy your family later. But you and I both know that later never comes because there's always one more deal, one more launch, one more project. Meanwhile, your son stops asking you to play catch. Your daughter stops telling you about her day. Your wife stops waiting for you at night. And one day you wake up with tons of money in the bank and strangers living in your home. Now, this isn't some made up story. This isn't hypothetical. I've coached hundreds of successful entrepreneurs who reached this breaking point. Men who built 6, 7, 8-figure businesses, but couldn't tell you their kid's teacher's name. Men who could close $1 million deals, but couldn't remember the last meaningful conversation they had with their wife. Now, I want you to know, before I developed this system, I was one of those men. I had the lifestyle. I had the impressive business numbers. I had the media success and a family that was slipping through my fingers. And I remember the moment it hit me. I spent another night out working and getting wasted. And this time I took it too far. And when it was all said and done, I was outside my apartment at 6 a.m. and I knew I screwed up. And when I tried to get back into the house like I normally do, bless my wife, she reminded me of the consequences of crossing the boundary that we both agreed to honor. That moment changed everything for me. And I realized for so long, I was solving the wrong problem and didn't even know the solution to it. I wasn't failing because I couldn't manage my time. I was failing because, one, my life had become unmanageable. And two, I was playing the wrong game entirely. And what happened next was the complete reinvention of how I approached both business, my family, and my life. And not by working harder or being more efficient, but fundamentally changing the entire system. And over the next 3 years, I sobered up and developed and refined what I now call the iconic framework. And that is a complete system for dadpreneurs who refuse to choose between business success and family fulfillment. Now, if you want to talk about results, my business revenue grew within 90 days using a completely different model. And more importantly, I got back into my home and never left again. I never missed another opportunity. I never missed another important moment with my daughter, and I never lost connection with my wife. Now, today, I've taught this system to hundreds of dadpreneurs with similar results. Men who've transformed from being ghosts in their own home to becoming the fathers and the husbands they always knew they could be, while growing their businesses faster than ever. But before I break down how this system works, let's be brutally honest about what doesn't work. First, this idea of work-life balance is a total scam. Think about it. Work and life are supposed to be opposing forces that need to be balanced against each other. And what this does to your mindset is it creates constant guilt. You always feel like you're shortchanging one for the other, whether it's business and for family or family for business. The second thing is this idea that time management techniques and productivity hacks, they don't solve the fundamental problem. Getting more efficient at the wrong activities just means you're being more efficient heading in the wrong direction. And this can explain why time blocking hasn't worked for you. Doesn't even make sense. And the third one, which I believe is the big one, is the idea that you need to sacrifice family time now to build something valuable for them later is, I believe, the most dangerous lie that you can bring into your business. Your children's childhood isn't on pause while you build your empire. Your marriage doesn't go into safe mode or hibernation until you hit your revenue goals. They're happening right now. Right now, while you're watching this video. Now, here's what successful dadpreneurs understand that others don't. Your business and your family aren't competing priorities. They're complementary forces that, when you align them correctly, actually fuel each other. When you're fully present and connected with your family, you can bring in more creativity, more resilience, and purpose into your business. When your business is structured correctly, it creates not just financial abundance, but also the freedom to be fully present with your family whenever you want. This isn't just like some high-level philosophy. This is practical, and it's the foundation of the Iconic Framework. So what exactly is this system? The Iconic Framework has 3 core components that, when you put them together, it creates what I call success without sacrifice. First component is reveal the truth. Most dadpreneurs try to find time for their family after business demands are met. And this approach always fails because business will continue to expand, if you're doing it right, to fill all the available time. And so we have to ask ourselves, what's the truth of our lives and what do you want it to be? Revealing the truth of our lives opens the doors for the tools and strategies given to you to actually be more effective, not just at home, but also in business. For example, once we're clear on the truth, you can use a tool like time architecture, which is a process I created where you design your ideal family life first. You make those commitments uncompromisable, and then you build your business model around that foundation. And this isn't about working less. It's about working differently. It's about designing your business to thrive within the constraints that protect your family time. You don't realize this, but humans have a great ability to do what they need to do, even in the smallest of constraints or the tightest of constraints. For example, one of my clients, Mike, was working 60-hour weeks and missing his son's entire first year. And using this tool, time architecture, he restructured his business operations. He was able to eliminate low leverage activities, and he built systems that allowed him to be home in the evening every day. And by the way, he was able to increase his revenue 25% in the first quarter. Now, here's component number 2. It's called value integration, aka becoming one person. Most entrepreneurs, they live separate lives, right? They live 2 different lives. They have their business life and then they have their family life. And this division creates constant internal conflict and it drains your energy. Value integration is the process of aligning your business activities with your deepest family values so that every business decision also honors your commitment to your family. For example, another one of my clients, James, realized his core family value was wellness and experiences. So he redesigned his business model to include space for him to work out and create more family trips where he could work remotely while exploring new places with his wife and kids. Now his business became a vehicle for improving his health and creating family experiences rather than competing with them. And he was able to retain his clients more because they respected his values, they respected his family boundaries, and his team's productivity improved because they were inspired by his example. The third component is what I call iconic metrics. Most entrepreneurs measure success solely through business metrics, whether it's revenue, profit, growth. But these metrics tell you nothing about the quality of your family life. Iconic metrics, what they do is they give you a dashboard for tracking both business performance and family and life fulfillment. When you measure both, you can optimize for both. And check it out. Like, this includes things like tracking family connection points, daily moments of genuine connection with each family member, or marriage momentum, like weekly activities that deepen your relationship with your spouse, such as date nights, and memory markers, significant experiences that create lasting memories and family bonds. When these 3 components come together, something amazing happens. Your business becomes much more focused, it becomes much more efficient and more profitable because you're no longer wasting energy on low value activities or that internal conflict that basically leaks energy over time. This is no different than task switching. Your family life becomes more intentional, more connected, more joyful because you're fully present and engaged when you're home with them. And lastly, you begin building a true legacy, right? Like one that includes both business success and a family that knows without question that they are your highest priority. I had one client I started working with last year who was struggling to make connection with his daughter and his wife. And what we really focused on was using this iconic framework. And after implementing it, he was able to restructure his commitments at work, delegating low leverage tasks, and created sacred family time blocks that were absolutely uncompromisable. And by setting these boundaries, not only was he able to grow his business, more importantly, he hasn't missed a single one of his bedtimes with his daughter. They even started a morning tradition of actually making breakfast together on the weekends. Now, when he comes home, she runs over and gives him a hug as soon as possible. And he told me, that alone is worth more than all the success in the world. So here's my question to you. What kind of legacy are you actually building right now? Not the one that you talk about, not the one that you plan to build someday, but the one where your daily actions are creating right now in real time. Because the truth is, your legacy isn't determined by your intentions. They're determined by your presence, by the moments you choose to show up for, by the priorities that you demonstrate through your actions, not just through your words. So if you're ready to stop sacrificing your family on the altar of business success, if you're ready to build a business that supports your family life instead of competing against it, if you're ready to become the father and dad you've always wanted to be, while building the business that you've always dreamed of, then it's time to start looking at things in a different way. Now, I hope this video created some clarity on what could be going wrong that you can fix right now. And I created a complete video breakdown of the iconic framework, walking you through the exact implementation guide that my clients use to grow their business while deepening their family connection. Now, you can click the link below in the description in this video, or you can wait until the end of the video. But I want you to understand, this isn't about balance. Again, work-life balance is a scam. This is about building a life of purpose, building a life of presence, and building a life of prosperity where business success and family fulfillment can fuel each other rather than fight against each other. And listen, your family deserves it. They need it. Your business, it needs it. And deep down, it's the only way to build a legacy that you'll be truly proud of. Click the thumbnail, wherever it is here on the screen, and let's start building that legacy today. And remember, at the end of your life, no one's going to care about your business valuation or your bank account. But what will matter is who you become as a dad, as a husband, and as a man. So choose wisely. Your true legacy depends on it. I'll see you in the next video.